Once upon a time, in the heart of a dense forest, nestled between towering trees and murmuring streams, there existed a delicate balance between the creatures of the day and those of the night. Among them were two distinct yet equally fascinating creatures, Vesper the vulture and Orion the barn owl. Each night, as the sun dipped below the horizon, they would emerge from their hidden abodes to navigate the mysteries of the nocturnal world. Vesper, with her sleek black feathers and keen eyes, ruled the night skies with unmatched grace. She soared effortlessly, her broad wings catching the faintest whispers of wind as she scanned the forest floor below for signs of life. Beneath her, the earth teemed with the activity of creatures both small and large. But it was the dim flicker of movement that caught her attention, the most elusive figure of Orion, the barn owl. Orion was a creature of the shadows, his soft feathers blending seamlessly with the darkness around him. His keen eyes, adapted to see in the dimmest of light, surveyed his surroundings with silent precision. He perched upon a gnarled branch, his heart-shaped face turned towards the ground as he listened intently for the faint rustle of prey. Though Vesper and Orion inhabited the same realm, they rarely crossed paths. Each respected the other's domain, knowing that they were bound by the unspoken laws of the night. Yet, on one fateful evening, their worlds collided in a way neither could have predicted. It began with a disturbance in the forest, a cacophony of panicked cries and frantic flapping of wings. Vesper, ever vigilant, swooped down from the sky to investigate, her sharp eyes narrowing in on the source of the commotion. There, caught in a snare of branches and brambles, was Orion, struggling to free himself from the tangled mess. Without hesitation, Vesper descended upon the scene, her powerful talons slicing through the underbrush with ease. Orion, startled by her sudden appearance, recoiled instinctively, his piercing gaze meeting hers in a moment of silent understanding. "Fear not, friend," Vesper cooed, her voice a soothing melody in the darkness. "I mean you no harm." Orion hesitated, his feathers ruffled with uncertainty. In all his years of prowling the night, he had never encountered a creature quite like Vesper vulture, known more for scavenging than acts of kindness. "Why do you help me?" he asked, his voice a whisper on the wind. Vesper paused, considering his question carefully. In the depths of the night, where secrets lay hidden and alliances were forged in shadows, trust was a rare commodity indeed. "We are both creatures of the night," she replied at last, "and in this tangled web of darkness, we must rely on one another if we are to survive." With that, Vesper resumed her efforts to free Orion from his entrapment, her talons deftly working to unravel the snare that held him captive. Gradually, the branches loosened their grip, and Orion found himself liberated from the confines of the forest floor. "Thank you," he murmured, his voice filled with gratitude. Vesper nodded, a solemn expression crossing her features. "Remember this, Orion," she said. "In the night we are allies, not enemies. Together, we are stronger than any force that seeks to divide us." And so, beneath the cloak of darkness, a bond was formed between two unlikely companions, a vulture and a barn owl, brought together by fate and bound by the shared struggles of the night. In the days that followed, Vesper and Orion continued to roam the forest together, their friendship growing with each passing night. They hunted side by side, their complementary skills ensuring that no prey could elude their grasp, and when danger threatened to encroach upon their territory, they stood shoulder to shoulder, facing the unknown with unwavering courage. But even in the depths of the night, where shadows danced and secrets whispered on the wind, there were forces at work that sought to test the strength of their newfound alliance. It began with the arrival of a formidable predator, a fearsome creature known as the Shadow Stalker, whose very presence struck fear into the hearts of all who crossed its path. With its razor-sharp claws and piercing eyes, it prowled the forest with ruthless determination, its hunger driving it ever onward in search of its next victim. Vesper and Orion watched from the safety of their hidden perches as the Shadow Stalker stalked its prey, its movements fluid and silent as it closed in on an unsuspecting deer. With a savage leap, it pounced upon its quarry, its jaws closing around the deer's throat with lethal precision. The sight sent a chill down Vesper's spine, her feathers bristling with unease. The shadow stalker was unlike any foe they had faced before, a creature of pure instinct, driven by the relentless pursuit of its next meal. "We must be cautious," she whispered to Orion, her eyes fixed on the predator below. "The shadow stalker is a formidable adversary, and it will not hesitate to strike if given the chance." Orion nodded, his expression grave. "Agreed," he replied. "But how do we defeat such a creature? It is unlike anything we have ever faced." Vesper pondered his question for a moment, her mind racing with possibilities. In the face of such overwhelming odds, it would take more than brute strength to emerge victorious. It would require cunning, strategy, and perhaps a touch of luck. "We must use our wits to outsmart the shadow stalker," she said at last. "It may be powerful, but it is not invincible. Together, we can find a way to defeat it." And so, with a plan forming in their minds, Vesper and Orion set out to confront the shadow stalker, their hearts filled with a steely resolve that burned brighter than the stars above. Their journey took them deep into the heart of the forest, where the shadows grew thicker and the air hung heavy with the scent of fear. Along the way, they encountered a host of creatures: rabbits darting through the underbrush, mice scurrying beneath fallen leaves, and the occasional fox prowling on silent feet. But as they ventured further into the darkness, they knew that their true adversary lurked just beyond their sight, a shadowy figure that watched their every move with predatory intent. At last, they reached the clearing where the shadow stalker lay in wait, its eyes gleaming with hunger as it sensed their approach. Vesper and Orion exchanged a knowing glance, their silent communication speaking volumes in the stillness of the night. With a nod of agreement, they sprang into action, their movements synchronized with practiced precision. Vesper swooped down from the sky, her wings beating a steady rhythm as she circled the clearing from above. Orion, meanwhile, crept along the forest floor, his soft feathers blending seamlessly with the shadows as he closed in on the unsuspecting predator. The shadow stalker, sensing the threat of their approach, let out a menacing growl, its eyes narrowing as it prepared to strike. But Vesper and Orion were ready. He had anticipated its every move, and they were determined to emerge victorious.